It is so much better when the Yankees take advantage of a sloppy opponent, when you take advantage of opportunities than the other way around. It's so much better when the Yankees aren't the sloppy team. And now, they're 2-0 to start the season. The Astros are 0-2. There's two more games left, so the worst they can do at this point is split the series with the Houston Astros before they hit to Arizona. So this is a nice start. And again, if you notice the title, Yankees are looking for how to win in different ways. Again, unlike 2023, where they were basically learning to lose different ways, whether it be a blowout or a walk off or a tight game. No matter what, the Yankees were losing all kinds of games. Now they're winning all kinds of games, right? And it's so much more encouraging to see. What about you folks? You let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. But shout out to everybody in the chat, by the way. Yeah, Texas Buckeyes in the house. The king of Texas, Oswaldo again. Yeah, 4 for 5 tonight. Unbelievable. And Giancarlo Stanton hit that nuke in the ninth inning. So it's nice to see him get on the board too. And Juan Soto, another 3-hit night. I hope Gleyber Torres isn't seriously injured and after being hit by the pitch, hitting the thumb. So they took him out for precautionary reasons. They brought in Jahmai Jones, but my guess is at the very least they're going to sit him tomorrow to give him some rest and maybe take an X-ray or whatever. And they've already announced that John Birdie, newly acquired John Birdie, is going to play tomorrow. So my guess is he'll probably play third. And Oswaldo Cabrera, who's bad, they're going to want to keep in that lineup, he'll move over to second. That way Birdie can play and Cabrera can play. And Torres gets rest. Hopefully that's the case, but we'll see. But shout out to everybody. Jonathan, Gerald, Texas Buckeye, Michael Consiglietti. We got the king of Texas and the prime minister of Texas here. We got the whole crew here. The made men in Texas are here tonight. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Stephen B., Neil, Jonathan, Daniel Perry, Sports Highlights. Clemens is here too. All the made men from Texas are in here tonight. I love it. Clemenza and Sunil, the 4 horsemen, Texas, in here tonight. I love when the Lone Star State's represented with you guys. That's fantastic. Greg, Jonah, Rick, love it. Rodney, Anthony S., Elvis, Chris Schmidt, Wink, the man. Tell me how you folks are feeling. Do you feel good about this team right now? Again, it's only 2 games into the season, so take it with a grain of salt. I'm not going to deny reality either. There's a lot more baseball left, but it's good to see them playing different. I mean, James Rosen has a plan with this offense, and he capitalizing on all kinds of stuff, and basically forcing the Astros to be sloppy and exploiting them with that bunt base hit from Austin Wells to all these other hits. I mean, it's a great way of really, really winning baseball games, and it's good to see. And kudos to Matt Blake for doing his thing with the bullpen too. Mark Wilson, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. That's it, baby. That's it. Seattle's in the house. Seattle's in the house. Waldo definitely gets the championship belt tonight. He gets the championship belt, the WWE World Title. Jennifer, hello. Peter, what's good? Peanut, Tim King of Jordans. And Carlos Rodon, he labored a little bit through 4 1/3, but he held him down to 1 run. So that's a good thing. Then they brought in Nick Birdie. He came in, shut him down through the 5th. And then Victor Gonzalez, Caleb Ferguson, Clayton Beeter made his major league debut tonight. And a crazy ninth inning too. And which is nuts, but Yordan Alvarez got a base hit. And then he must have run too far, turned outside, and Rizzo tagged him out of first base. And it wound up being a double play. So, all like that. I mean, Beeter, I don't know, what did Beeter throw? 5 pitches in the ninth inning? What a way to win. I mean, I love this type of stuff. I love this type of feel with the Yankees. It's Feels differently. Feels differently. This definitely hits different. So, but again, there's still a lot of baseball to be played. So, just like I'm not handing them the AL East, neither am I handing the Baltimore Orioles the East. I'm not handing the Dodgers the NL West. Nobody's winning the World Series just yet. So, but 2 games in, this team that looks better prepared for the season than they were last year. You can see that too. But yeah, I agree. The impact of Juan Soto, David. Soto changes the feel of the whole team. He does, and so does Alex Verdugo. So does Alex Verdugo. And I don't know if you heard, but the Yankees have these haircuts that they get, I guess, up in the Bronx or whatever. Alex Verdugo, he made a deal with anybody who has less than 2 years service time. He's paying for all their haircuts, and I don't know what they have these high expensive haircuts. I don't know how expensive these haircuts are. So when I was getting my haircut, I was paying $20. It sounds like these guys are paying hundreds for their freaking haircuts. So, but that's a pretty cool gesture for Alex Verdugo. It's definitely, warming himself to the team and vice versa. So kudos to him. Kudos to him for that. Really. Um, but yeah, I mean, Judge. Yeah, keep in mind too. Judge was out like 10 days with an oblique disc. His timing is a little behind everybody else. And a lot of folks are worried about Judge. I'm not worried about Judge. And if he's in house, my fellow armbar specialist. You haven't seen the Strike Zone, please take a look at the Strike Zone. Please support the Strike Zone channel as a member of the 161 family. Great big baseball mind, and great baseball content creator right there. Fantastic channel. We're going to try to get him to 1,000 subs before the summer. So your help is definitely greatly appreciated, gang. Yeah. I want to support the good people. He's one of the good ones. Yes, indeed. Yeah. I know. 3 pitches, right? Yeah. Beater was. I thought it was maybe 5 pitches, but yeah, freaking out, awesome debut for Beater. It was great. And again, like 2 innings before it, it was a 1-1 game. We were like, what the? And then all of a sudden, it was 2-1. And had bases loaded walk by Juan Soto, and then 3-1, and then 4-1, and it was like, what the hell happened? Then 6-1. So they've capitalized on these opportunities where they haven't been able to do in 2022 or 2023. So it just feels differently this year. Verdugo drawing walks, Soto drawing walks. They don't always have to be hits. They can be walks too. Getting on base, giving other guys an opportunity to drive them in, whether it be Volpe or whoever, Oswaldo Cabrera. It's fantastic. It's really is fantastic. It feels good seeing this stuff. Yeah, hop in, NFP, hop in, brother. Let me see. Hold on. Hang on. Get my man NFP up in here, man. Get my man. If you haven't met him, you got to meet him. Hang on one second, brother. Here we go. Sending you the link now, bro. Sending you the link now. All right, it's on its way. Why don't the Yanks sign Trevor Bauer? Because he's not as dominant as people think he is. Second, he's got active lawsuits against him and active accusers. And until that stuff's resolved, nobody is going to sign him. This is not a Yankees problem. Okay. This is a Trevor Bauer problem. The baggage that he brings along is prohibitive to a lot of teams. So, I ask people, why aren't we asking all the 29 other teams why they're not signing him? There's reasons why. And again, it's a polarizing situation. Exactly, Billy. Nobody's signing him. Is it the reason why? The last thing you want to do is disrupt the chemistry of this team. You know? Yeah. Dodgers lead 5-0 over the Cards. Yeah, and Yamamoto's not pitching tonight. Bobby Miller's pitching. Um, I don't know when maybe Yamamoto will pitch tomorrow, maybe. But, the Cardinals are, you know, I'm really curious. I want to see how well the Dodgers do against the Giants and some of the, and Diamondbacks and the West, some of these other teams. The Cardinals are not going to be a formidable team this year. So, yeah. And again, just like yesterday, nothing yet, Quillanafa. Let me check if there's any updates on. I'm guessing they're going to go for an X-ray. Um, no, nothing yet on Gleyber Torres. Not that I could see. I'll keep you updated. I will keep you updated. Nothing yet, Quillanafa. Yeah, Big G smashed that ball. Yes, he did. And it's good to see him running the way he's running. And it's good to see Soto playing pretty good. And he's a better, and I said this too, like he's a better right fielder than he is a left fielder. He's got positive defensive run saved in right field, but negative defensive run saved in left field. That's why you have Verdugo in left and Soto in right. So the best defensive alignment with Judge probably going to mixing, getting a lot of play at center, but you could have Trent Grisham in there, which will give Judge an off day, which will give Judge a DH day, which will give Judge a corner outfield day so they can DH Soto. Like they have flexibility now. Don't be surprised if you see Trent Grisham in here one of these games. But Soto definitely makes the chemistry. Yeah. Yeah. 87. Yeah. Let's get them like button, gang. Let's try to get past 100 likes if you don't mind. I appreciate that, Jonah. Always try to get past 100 likes. It's always helpful in these live streams. It's always helpful and greatly appreciated too. But that's the other thing too. Like, exactly. Here we go. That's it. Clemens is dropping knowledge here too. Showed shades of the '90s team that just stayed within striking distance. Exactly. Striking distance of the lead and got on base and made things happen. Yeah, they kept themselves in the game, right? And just when you thought they were out, they were not out. And I got my man NFE in the house, tier 2. My man, what is good, brother? Dude.
What's up? What's up, man? How do we feel about this win?
I mean, it feels good. I mean, I was saying this is the Yankees capitalizing on opportunities and capitalizing on sloppy play by the Astros, exploiting it. These are things that happened to the Yankees last year a lot. Sloppy teams took advantage of it. Now they're flipping the script on a lot of teams, and you can see that James Rosen, the hitting coach, has a plan. So, and he's going to hit you from a bunch of different angles. I don't know if you're noticing that. That's the way I'm seeing it. So I feel good about that too. What's your take, man? Well, drop some knowledge on these people, man.
Man, you know what? Credit to James Rosen. I mean, I felt good when the Yankees had hired him. I'll be honest. Well, I'll take that back. I didn't know who he was when they hired him. But then when he was asked about what his approach was towards the offense, towards the bats, he said that he was going to work with each player and work with their strengths and weaknesses, basically.
Yep.
He didn't have like a one-step approach. And we saw that tonight.
Mm-hmm.
They were down 1-0 up until the 7th inning. But 7th inning, they just exploded.
Yep.
And
that 1-0 stayed 1-0. It didn't become 4-0. It didn't become 5-0. It didn't become 6-0.
Right.
6-0. So the Yankees bullpen did their job to keep them in the game so that the bats could take advantage of it.
Yeah. And I was saying in the group chat that you and I are in, that if this was the 2023 Yankees, they would have lost this game 1-0. They would have been no hit through the 7th inning.
Yeah.
This, I don't know, man. I don't think this is a fluke. This team is. I think this is a different team. This is a different team. I feel good about this team.
Strategically put this team together, man. They really strategically address these types of needs, right? They needed better lefty bats, on base percentage. You see Alex Verdugo drawing walks, Juan Soto drawing walks. Like Anthony Volpe, much more patient at the plate. Like it's noticeable. It's noticeable, and they're wearing pitchers down.
Yeah, they're making the opposing pitchers work where they weren't doing that a year ago.
Yep.
You know, they would come up to bat 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, let's see what our starting pitcher could do.
Yep.
You know, they put a lot of pressure on these pitchers, and Texas Buckeye absolutely they came to win.
Damn right.
They came to win. They're out there with a purpose, and they're going out with a purpose. The energy around this team is just a lot different. And you know, you saw Juan Soto. I mean, look at this. Look at Juan Soto. He's a difference maker in this lineup, 100%. Yep. And for all those fans that were criticizing Juan Soto and his defensive capabilities, well, you know what? I know you've said this before, Jason, and I'll say it. The Yankees did not trade for Juan Soto for his defense. They traded for Juan Soto for his bat, and he has shown tonight that his bat was well worth it. That trade was well worth it.
Yep.
So,
plate discipline, a lot of
plate discipline is insane.
Yep.
Oh my God, at 25, that like for at that age, that's maturity, man. That's maturity. And I feel really good about this team. And what about Oswaldo Cabrera?
He's another one. Like, you know, the last week of spring training, I didn't think he was going to make the team. Well, because he was playing, and all of a sudden he resurrected himself the last week of spring training and put himself in a position to force them to look at him, right? And now doing the same thing, like, you know, and at this point, like, you know, I think John Birdie, they've already said he's going to get a start tomorrow. Yep. So my guess is, at the very least, they're going to sit Gleyber Torres to let him figure out until they figure out what's going on with his hand. Maybe they can move, you know, Oswaldo Cabrera to second to keep his bat in the lineup, and then you can play Birdie at third. So that we have both of them in there. And that's what I'm thinking right now. It's what's coming off the top of my head. But, like, we'll see. You know, I keep looking down because I want to see if we get any news on Gleyber Torres' thumb.
Yeah. I unfortunately I didn't get to watch the game. I caught some of the highlights because I had to go teach tonight. But I was following along. But I was, you know, again, this team is different. This is a much different team.
Yep.
I am excited to see what else these guys do.
Me too.
And you know, and with Cabrera, I had a feeling he was still going to make the team regardless.
Oh, X-rays came back clean on Gleyber Torres' thumb.
Oh, thank God.
Do you hear that, everybody? The X-rays are clean. There's no break in Gleyber Torres' thumb. No break. So, at the very least, he might get a day or two off to rest. Let it heal. So, because it's not fun getting hit by a pitch in the freaking thumb. So, or anywhere in the hand. But there is no break. The X-rays are clean. That's good news, man.
That is excellent news. No, that's great news, guys. Hopefully, all of you are happy about that because I know I am.
Yep.
You know,
Aaron Boone just confirmed it.
Good. So, you know, let them rest. Don't rush them back. Right? You know, let's not rush these guys back. Let them get healthy. That's the most important thing. That's going to be the most important thing for this team is for these guys to stay healthy. And health it's a thing, guys. Like, it's a thing. And I am ecstatic with this team right now, man. These first two games have been great, and they came through when it truly mattered. You know?
Yep.
It doesn't matter how they win. A win is a win. You know, even if they got their runs with a walk, who cares? It's still a run.
Exactly. And I'm with you too, Billy Branch. Stroman's on the hill tomorrow. So I want to see. I want to see what he can bring tomorrow. I want to see what type of dynamic they have. And again, if they split the next two games, the Yankees win the series. And I'll take that. I mean, at the worst, they'll split the series in Houston. I don't remember the last time they've done that. Like, Houston usually beats up on the Yankees in Houston. So they walk off on us. They just kick our butts. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what Stroman can do tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm excited to see Marcus Stroman. I mean,
Yeah.
he's going to bring that fire. I can't wait till he pitches in the home opener.
Yeah.
Hey,
There he is. Tats, you want to hop on with us? You can.
yeah, come hop on with us, Uncle Tats. So nobody's gonna pick on you, man, as long as I'm around or
Love to get
Jason's around.
exactly. Love to get your insight here. I'm going to send you the link in case you want to hop on with us for a couple bit.
I
For a little
could
bit.
send it to him if you want.
I just texted it to you, Tats.
Oh, all right.
And again, like, love to get Tats' take on this too, but like, I'm seeing a lot more plate discipline. I'm seeing them capitalize on opportunities, right? And just like Volpe is doing well in the bottom half of the lineup right now. He's giving guys, he's getting on base, he's moving the ball, and he's giving the bottom third of the lineup an opportunity to drive him in. Verdugos of the world, and they're saying Oswaldo Cabrera. Like, Oswaldo has done all the stuff from the 9 spot. The 9 spot. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome.
I mean, it's like the bottom of the lineup is producing right now, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What do we got here? Demon D. What's good, man?
What's up, Demon D?
Demon D. But, to me, this is – I have a different feeling about this team. But like I said, it's still early in the season. We have to see how the rest of the season plays out. So, but – there are definitely noticeable differences on this team that were not there last year. So, and that to me matters. I mean, I think they should. Let me know if you agree. They've strategically built this team for these particular reasons. Added these certain players like Clayton Beater brought him up, right? Birdie, he was good earlier too. So, like, all these pieces, Caleb Ferguson, Victor Gonzalez, they were in there today. Like, they also did well. I mean, the bullpen completely shut the team down. Completely shut the team down. Carlos Rodón wasn't stellar, but he was 4 1/3. He only gave up 1 run. He kept them in the game.
That's all you can ask for from Rodón.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I think he's probably the sweatiest guy in the team through the uniform, but I don't care. I think that's, Texas is hot anyway. There's 65, 70 degrees there. So you got to be sweating through your uniform. That's all right. It shows that you're working hard.
With Rodón, man, you know what? It's like he gave up a run and he had 4 strikeouts and 3 walks?
Yeah, he dialed back in. He got some key strikeouts when he needed it. So, and he was pumped too. His body language is different. So a lot of times last year, he looked like he didn't want to be in there. Now I can see he dials back in. Like he'll get into a little hole, and he'll dial back in and get a key strikeout, get a key out. And you got a hell of a lot better offense. I mean, a lot better defense in the outfield now. The backup.
Yeah, listen, Rodón, man. I have been saying in the offseason that this guy's going to bounce back. I have no questions about him. The guy that the guy that I've been questioning in that rotation has been Nestor Cortes. Now, am I still questioning Nestor Cortes? Absolutely, I am, because he bounced back yesterday. He left the game. He was pulled out of the game, but he was pulled out of the game on a high note. Right, because he gave up 4 runs in 2 innings, but from the 3rd through the 5th inning, he retired 12 of the last 13 batters. That was encouraging. That was great to see. That was great to see. But let's see how he does in his next start, because it can't be this thing where he goes out, gives up a few runs in 1 inning. The Yankees are down 3-0. Okay, we got to hustle back, right? The Yankees have hustled, but let's just hope that it's not like consistent, right? Because I want Nestor to be Nestor, So
yeah, I'm gonna do, just for you guys, Jonathan Sunil, I'm gonna open it up for you guys tomorrow, after tomorrow's game. If I go live tomorrow night, I'm gonna open it up for all you guys. So I'll give you all the link tomorrow, so you can all hop on if you'd like. have a little bit of a bigger group. I'm gonna keep this relatively short and sweet because I have another early day tomorrow. I'm helping my mom take apart her. She's moving, so I'm helping her take apart a bunch of furniture, and I got to pick up a U-Haul and all this stuff. So it's gonna be a long day tomorrow. Long day.
No doubt.
So keep an eye out, Sunil. I'll get you a link tomorrow. Jonathan, I'll get you a link too. And then if you'd love to have you tomorrow night too, if you're around. So,
For sure.
And Tats, if you're still in here, I'd love to have you as well. And I'll invite Hector. I'll invite Nathan too. Invite the usual crew. I'm gonna invite Joey Bag of Donuts. So see if he comes. But what do you think? How you feeling about the bullpen?
I like this bullpen. I do. I have been, I know some fans were skeptical about it because of all the arms that were given up, right? Or all the arms that were lost, whether in a trade or to the Rule 5 draft. But I'll tell you what, Brian Cashman did an amazing job of making it up. Like he found some good arms. He has a real talent of finding these bullpen arms. He really does. Clayton Peter, what was that? Sorry.
Luke Weaver too.
Yeah, Luke Weaver. He looked pretty good today. Birdie looked pretty good today. I can't wait to see. I cannot wait to see. More from
That's
Clayton
all good,
Peter.
man. Do your duty with the dog first, brother. Do your duty with the dog. Go ahead. I'm sorry about it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hey.
Thank you, Taz. Appreciate you, man.
16 months. All right.
Appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
No, I'm excited for this bullpen, man. The Yankees have a lot of great bullpen arms. And, again, this is where Brian Cashman does his best work. And I know a lot of people, fans, even before the season started, were bashing Brian Cashman for not getting Blake Snell or getting Jordan Montgomery or not getting Yamamoto or whoever else. And it's just like, guys, the Yankees had an excellent offseason. Not every move has to be a big name.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't, and this is something I keep bringing up over and over again. All right. Cashman, the bullpen, I like what we have. There's a lot of versatility in that bullpen. They are loaded with so much pitching. It's like not even funny. And same thing with the bats. Yep. They're loaded. They're loaded with a lot of depth. So I have no complaints at all.
And to your point, for those of you who haven't heard that are in here, the Yankees made a trade today. Mm-hmm. Okay. They acquired JT Brewbaker from the Pittsburgh Pirates. We've talked about him on here before. And international free agent money for a player to be named later. We don't know who the player to be named later yet is. But they did get a pitcher. Now he's coming back from Tommy Johnson. We won't be back until summertime. But he's got this year. He's got next year arbitration years. He's not a free agent until 2026. Mm-hmm. And in Matt Blake, I trust. He could be like another Luke Weaver type for us. So, and give us some innings. He threw 120 plus in 2021, 140 plus in 2022. He had TJ last year. So he'll be back at some point this year. But, and word lifer, he is better than his numbers. You're right about that. And yes, Tats, the international money is big. Yeah. I don't know how much. I haven't gotten confirmation on how much international, but anything they can add to that pool they already have is a good thing. It's just going to put them in a position to get more players. And they're already tied to like top 2 players for the next 2 or 3 years. So I expect them to spend big there and not spend on guys with QOs. But we'll see. Brian Consiglietti, man, thank you again. You're the man too, brother.
13 months.
Yeah. Showed his desire to be a Yankee in left field. And Verdugo he hustles out in the field. He really does. I like his hustle. Cadzillo, we just announced it. Gleyber Torres, his X-rays came up clean. Aaron Boone confirmed it. We just announced it a couple minutes ago. And I believe it's a collective sigh, collective, breath, exhale. So I feel a heck of a lot better with that news. I don't know about you guys, but I did.
Oh, yeah.
Tiffany, Torres is okay. So, but I said I haven't heard. It just came on. Torres' X-rays came up clean. There's no break. No break.
I was going to mention something. You said, how you said that the Yankees traded earlier today,
Mm-hmm.
And how Matt Blake turns these pitchers into wizards. I mean, look what he did with Clay Holmes.
Yeah, Clay Holmes. And people were, when they traded for Clay Holmes, people were hysterical because they're like, oh my God, we traded Hoy Park. Hoy Park, the Yankees loved, even though he never made the team. Yankee fans loved Hoy Park. He was hyped through the roof. And then they got Clay Holmes. They were like, what the hell is Cashman doing? And now he's our closer with a mid-2 ERA. Hoy Park, I don't even think is in the game anymore. So, and these are these types of under-the-radar trades that Brian makes a lot of. And this is not to say that he didn't try to get Yamamoto this year. He did. Made him an offer. He also made an offer to Blake Snell. He did go after these guys. But, they didn't want to come here. Now we heard, too, that Jordan Montgomery didn't want to go to Boston either. There's a report that came out today on that. So
he wanted to go to a winning team that was going to be contenders.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. Arizona, I mean, it's a good spot. Good for you,
Yeah.
I'm trying to look now to see if we have an update on the international money. Nothing yet. It just says international money. And international bonus pool space from the Pirates for a player to be named later. That's all we know. I'm going to guess this is probably $500K, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
And I think Greg over here is asking a question of when Scotty Efros is coming back. And I want to say it's summertime.
Where is Greg's question?
Greg Yaskow.
Oh, here is Efros. So he had a little back procedure done.
Mm-hmm.
He's expected to be back around June. So they're going to baby it with him. But that would be another weapon added to the bullpen, too. He's got Nelson. He's got a lot of movement with his pitches. So he could be another good one. He's got like 3 or 4 more years of control, too. So controllable years, Cashman's definitely good at acquiring that. A lot of these guys, so Caleb Ferguson, Victor, these guys are all on the cheap. They're all arbitration guys, every single one of them. Ian Hamilton, he's got like 5 years of control. So it makes it easier for them to extend Juan Soto when you have guys like this. No.
Yeah. I mean, Efros is probably coming back in the summer. Don't forget Lou Trevino.
Trevino, too.
Tommy Kahnle.
Yeah.
Kahnle. So the Yankees are loaded with pitching. So again, it's one of those things where, Brian Cashman did his work this offseason. A lot of people were so critical of him of like, oh, the Yankees are not all in. The Yankees are not all in. I beg to differ with those folks, but it's like the only move they did was Juan Soto. No, it wasn't. It's like they made a lot of moves. Yeah, the biggest move that they made was trading for Juan Soto.
Mm-hmm.
But they made other moves too that was going to help this team win.
Mm-hmm.
And they have shown that in the first 2 games. I know it's still early, right? There's 160 games to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I like what I'm seeing so far.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking great.
Absolutely, man. And Cadzilla, just to answer your question, his tests are all coming up clean. Keep in mind, he missed about 10 games or 10 days in the spring. So he's about 10 days behind timing-wise. So it's going to take him a little bit longer to get grooving, Aaron Judge. So I'm not really worried about him. He's healthy. Just his timing's not there yet. But once it is, him clicking on all cylinders with Soto and the rest of them, it's going to be a heck of a dangerous lineup. I mean, so I feel fortunate that the lineup is deep enough so they don't have to rush him back. They can afford to let him get his timing back when it comes back. So I'm not really worried about Judge. What about you, NFA? What's your take on that?
Yeah, I'm not worried about Judge. It was like, I know what he went 0 for 5 today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's definitely a little concerning, but it's like you said, he missed some time at spring training, so it's taken him some time to, to get back into the swing of things, right?
Mhm.
So give him time. I would say, if this in this Houston series he's not able to produce, then maybe the next series, maybe next week we'll start seeing him swing. Maybe
100%.
maybe he does come back in this series. Who knows? But
Yeah.
yeah, he did miss some time during spring training, and that does affect players, right? When they miss some time in the spring, they're literally trying to get back into their groove. So give Judge some time.
Yeah. And he got sidelined towards the end of the spring training. So like just when he was really getting his momentum and his groove, that's when he got interrupted. So it might take a week or two. That's okay. I mean, I think his timing will be better when they open up their own home series against Toronto next week. So I
I
think he'll
can't
be
wait.
right. He'll be in a better groove then. I think.
I think so too. I think once they have their home opener, once that for that weekend, I think I think that's when he'll blow up.
Yep.
And I can't wait for that home opener, especially when the roll call goes down and they call for Juan Soto. I can't wait till Juan Soto's name is called at the through the
Wow.
announcer. Oh my God.
I I can't wait. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be so exciting. And folks, I'm not exactly sure who's talking politics, but let's keep the politics out of here.
Yeah.
I
Seriously.
I don't even know what I haven't gone back and seen what anybody said, but let's just keep that out of here. Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, yeah, I don't care. Like, I'll just say this right now. I don't care what side you're on. There's other platforms for it. Let's
Yeah.
just talk Yankees. Let's
Baseball.
talk baseball. Let's have some fun, guys. Leave,
Yeah.
leave that crap out of here.
Yeah. And I didn't see it, but I'm not even
Yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah.
let's moving forward. I don't think Cabrera it's gonna
I
be
don't think
really
so.
hard to hit that bat. So I think even though Gleyber Torres' X-rays are clean, I think they're gonna give him tomorrow to rest at the very least, and they could move Oswaldo to second, and John Birdie can play third, where I think his main position is third. So it gives him an opportunity to do that. I think if they do that, I think it'd be wise to sit Gleyber Torres because his hands probably his thumb is probably gonna be really sore tomorrow. Could be even swollen. So can't hurt right now. It's early in the season. Let him rest a few days. That's okay.
Yeah.
Take care. Let him take. He's an important part of the offense. Let's take care of him. Let's get him healthy.
Yeah,
And
it would be crazy for the Yankees to sit Cabrera down, man. He's on fire right now.
yeah, Deb, you're a legend.
Thanks, Steph.
Legend.
Hopefully you're doing well, man.
Yeah. When I look up legend in the dictionary, your picture comes up. Just remember that. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Brian
then
Brian Hoke's saying Juan
Juan
Soto.
Soto, I'm playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Oh,
I mean, Juan
course.
Soto had a little. I think he rolled his ankle a little bit today, but he seems to be fine.
Okay.
He seems to be fine. So, and I mean, the more Juan Soto, the better.
Oh, of course, man. I mean, how could you how could you say no to Juan Soto?
I know.
Like, why don't we bench Juan Soto? No,
No,
that's not allowed. Don't
like
bench Juan Soto. Don't move him to DH. Don't move him to first base. Just let him play the outfield. Let him play.
like any day that I do the lineup and Soto's not in it, I'm gonna be sad that day. I'm gonna be a little sad when I have to announce the lineup and Soto's not gonna be in it. So don't be surprised if you see me, shed a little tear here and there if Soto's not in the lineup.
Hey, if you need me to go live for you on your channel, I'll help out so you could go, shed some tears or whatever.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be a little verklempt when that
Yeah.
happens. So
It's like, all right, guys, Jason's away right now. I'm taking over. So how's everybody doing? Jason will be fine. I'm talking to him, so we're good.
that's right. That's right. What is this word life or trade want Soto? Somebody's gonna take this seriously.
Oh God, he's being sarcastic.
Yeah, you are word lifer. A Met fan will take that seriously because Met.
Oh yeah, Met fan will take that seriously.
Got a lot of Mets trolls saying that he's miserably here. and he really wants to play with the Mets, you know, who got one hit by the Brewers just today and on their opening day. So there was a bench clearing incident with the Mets and the Brewers today too. So yeah, I think Soto looks pretty happy here, and I think we want to keep it that way.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you what, man. It like just chop onions so you have an olive.
That's a good one. That's
That's
a
good.
good one. So
Yeah.
I must. I'll just say this. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No. You're good. You're good.
I made burgers tonight, and I caramelized onions. And when I was chopping them tonight,
Mm.
it dogs the eyes. I got to wear sunglasses when I chop onions, man. I really do. I like onions. I like caramelized onions, but damn, it does a number on my eyes. So, when my wife comes in, what's the matter with you? You crying? I said, honey, look at onions, man. So all the time. So I have my built-in alibi with the onions. It's a good alibi. It really is. No, but I'm sorry to cut you off, if you
No. You're good, man. You're good. I'm just hanging out. That Juan Soto looks extremely happy. I mean, you see his interaction with Aaron Judge. You see his interaction with Alex Verdugo, Gleyber Torres. It's like you can tell he is so happy to be there, and to have a guy like that in the clubhouse, man, he brings a different type of energy. He really does. It's not all loom and gloom. Be all sad. It's like he's just like it's just an all around great energy right now around this team. It's awesome,
and he's allowing the whole team to relax.
Yeah,
right? And that's it's such a good thing. It really is. I mean, allowing the team to relax and just kind of, and Verdugo's kind of doing that same thing. He's bringing that swag. He's bringing that relaxation, that flamboyant fun. That's why I'm looking forward to seeing Marcus Stroman tomorrow. Bring a little bit of that flamboyant energy to him too as well. So, and yeah,
oh man,
Louis Gossett Jr. passed away today. Yeah.
Well, Louis Gossett. Oh, okay.
Louis Gossett Jr. was 87 years old. If anybody hasn't seen The Officer and a Gentleman, you got to see Officer and a Gentleman. He's the head guy who fights with Richard Gere, trains Richard Gere, turns him into a man. That's a fantastic movie. Yeah, Louis Gossett Jr. is a legend. May he rest in peace. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know how I feel about the Dodgers. Like, what's your gut telling you about the Shohei Ohtani situation?
Oh man, to be honest with you, man, I don't think he's innocent. Like,
I don't think so either.
Look here, like, how do you not know that $4.5 million was taken out of your account? I mean, I noticed if like $20 goes missing out of my account. You don't notice $4.5 million? We got a problem here.
Especially it's got to be approved by multiple channels, right? And his names are on the wire transfers,
right? And he's like saying that, oh well, my interpreter stole it from me, and he's a thief, and it's my interpreter's fault. I'm like, but again, your interpreter stole it. You don't notice this money leaving your account?
Yeah, and the story the day before was, we helped him play off his gambling debts.
Yeah,
you said that the day before, and then the next day you had this prepared comments that he was a thief. And excuse me, you wouldn't take questions from anybody. Like, it seems so shady.
It's very shady, and it kind of goes against who he is, right?
Yeah.
Because he presents himself as this humble guy, doesn't reveal so much about his life, and he's very low key. But it's like, well, your mask just fell off there, bud. So
it's almost as if like they're gonna let this guy be the fall guy to keep Ohtani's butt covered,
which is stupid.
And my question is, and you folks let us know in the comments too, like, if he turns out to be guilty, right? Let's just say, and are they going to give him the Pete Rose treatment, or are they going to give him the Houston Astros treatment? Pete Rose is banned for everything for life. Houston Astros didn't even get a slap on the wrist. The players all got off scot-free in their cheating scandal. Every single one of them. They cheated the game, right? They manufactured basically an asterisk, a phony world championship. They cheated everybody. And the only guys that got fired were the GM and the manager, Alex Cora, and I forgot the GM's name. The three people.
AJ Hinch.
AJ Hinch, that's right. He's the manager.
Yep.
Alex Cora was the bench coach. And then I forgot the GM's name. So 3 people, excuse me. But George Springer, Altuve, Alex Bregman, none of these guys got suspended. Nothing. And it's crazy. Uh-oh. Who do we have coming on here? Oh, we have Uncle Tats about to join the party here.
Hey, Uncle Tats.
What is going on? How's everybody doing?
What's up, Uncle Tats?
We can't see you right now. We can hear you.
There we go.
There he is. So, and I were just talking, I want to get to ask you a couple questions. What's you feeling about this Yankee team? What are you noticing that's different between this year and last year? And
the first thing I noticed is the grit and the grind of this team. There's something, I said it on, we did our first post-game show yesterday for opening day. And one thing you've noticed yesterday, and it carried over to today, is they're just grinding it out. They're not folding to the pressure. And especially a team like the Astros, NFE, we talked about it along with Damian. You're seeing the fact that they are not intimidated anymore by the Astros. You're seeing that shift in the tide where the Astros now, I think they're starting to realize that there's a new dynamic to this team. You're not just going to roll over us for a W anymore. You better bring your game because we're going to bring ours. It might not come in the first like we've seen, but we're going to grind it out until we break it.
Yeah, and I mean, let me know if you agree. They're making it clear that these games aren't over in the 3rd inning. They're not over in the 4th inning. They don't know when the opportunity is going to come, but they keep creating the opportunities. Just like yesterday, people were pissed off at Alex Verdugo for hitting into a double play with the bases loaded. Did you want to give him a hug when he drove in the winning run in the 7th? With that sac fly? He's clutch, right? And he made a great play with his glove. So, the 2 new acquisitions are already making dividends. And, I don't know if you're noticing that too, Tats, but this is – it's a different feel. And Soto's allowing everybody to relax. Verdugo's allowing everybody to relax. It's like a quiet confidence. They're like, don't worry, man, I got this. Right?
Let's not underestimate the impact of Verdugo.
Yeah.
It's just as strong as Soto is. And I'm not trying to underestimate Soto's worth to this team. But Verdugo, he's gaming it out. He's not just there to be a body. He's all in on this team.
It's true. Last year they found ways to lose games. Now they're finding ways to win games, whether it's a close game, whether it's capitalizing on sloppy play like they did tonight with the Astros. They're exploiting these opportunities. Whereas
capitalizing on mistakes. That's it.
Yeah. Whereas last year they were the victims of a lot of this stuff. People were capitalizing on them. Sloppy play, this, that. Now they're doing it the other way around because they have the personnel, puts them in a position to do that. And I'm not. And again, like I said, it's only 2 games into the season, so we need a longer body of work. I get that, but I feel a hell of a lot better about this team than I did last year.
Oh, absolutely. So everybody's saying it's only 2 games, but like I said earlier, after the game yesterday, we only have the games that are played to go by.
Mhm.
So if we're going by what we're seeing, even as small of a sample size as 2 regular season games,
Mhm.
you could just see the attitude, about this team is completely different from last year.
Mhm.
Where last year we would have lost this game 1-0.
Easily.
Last year we would have lost yesterday's game 4-0, or who knows how more, how much longer more the pitching would have imploded.
Mhm.
Trying to be perfect because they couldn't rely on the offense. You
Mhm.
can I said it, we talked about it all off season. Don't underestimate the impact of this offense. The runs are going to come. They're going to get the run support. So you're going to see the pitching not have as much pressure on them as we had the last couple of years. And you're already starting to see in 2 games it's paying dividends when you have a balanced lineup.
Yeah, and you have guys like Oswaldo Cabrera doing this from the 9 spot. The 9 spot.
Yeah.
And that's it's and I'm happy that Oswaldo Cabrera is getting the opportunity. I'm happy. Okay.
Yeah.
And Tats, I don't know if you heard this, but Gleyber Torres' X-ray came out clean on his thumb.
Yeah, I heard that part, which is good because I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yesterday with Rizzo, everybody, you hold your breath and you're like, oh shit, here we go again.
Yep. I was having like 3 half heart attacks until that news when Boone confirmed it. I was like, oh my God, this just sucks. So
Yeah.
I'm happy. I hope they give him a couple days. Play John Birdie if you want to keep Oswaldo. Move him to second. Play Birdie at third. And you can still keep that bat in the lineup. Like, I didn't think Oswaldo Cabrera was going to turn on at this point. I was happy to see him resurrect his spring in the last week. I didn't think he was going to make the team, to be honest with you. I don't know if you did, but, I'm glad to see him kind of, really, really putting his offense into hyper overdrive here.
His lifeline extended when Peraza and DJ went down.
Yep.
That saved him.
Yep.
There was no room for him in the outfield. His only place was the infield at that point. And when those 2 players went down, obviously it's an unfortunate circumstance, but it happened, and you got to give credit to Oswaldo. He's capitalizing on the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that with a lot of younger players these days. You're dealing with, when you have athletes that it's that, everybody wins a trophy generation. So they just expect because I made it to the major leagues. It's just I'm in. I'm golden.
Mm-hmm.
But Oswaldo is capitalizing on the opportunity, and I don't think we should be underestimating him for that. You have to give him the credit.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the opportunity, and he is just going all in for it, and I'm all for it. I hope he just continues. I do think, even though the X-rays with Torres, I think with the X-rays, since they did come back, okay. But I do, if I see him in the lineup for Game 3, I'd be surprised. I think they're going to give him a day.
I at the very least, there might be some swelling
I
there.
think they should.
Yeah,
I think they should give him the day. We have Birdie. Like you said, we put Birdie at second base for a game. He's very versatile in the infield. And it also gives the fans a chance to see what he's going to bring to the table.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an unfortunate circumstance, but it can have a positive outcome.
And it could have been worse, guys. It could have been broken. Thankfully, it wasn't. So, we've gotten some lucky breaks here, and I feel fortunate for that, man. NFP, what's your take, bro?
Yeah, I'm happy Torres is not hurt. I mean, I'm glad his X-rays came back clean. But let him rest up, like we were talking about before. Let him rest up for a couple days or 3 or 4 days, whatever. Don't rush him back. Let him get healthy. Yankees have a lot of depth right now. They have so much depth. They could put Cabrera at second, and then Birdie will play. Birdie's going to play tomorrow, so we already know that. Yep. So they'll probably put Cabrera at second, Birdie at third. They even have Jahmai Jones. If they need to play Jahmai Jones. So yeah, the Yankees are loaded. I mean, this is a much different team. So if like one guy is down, cool, next man up.
Yep.
They're ready. They're better equipped. So this is something that I know Judge asked Hal and Cashman to do is you find the best pieces you can to help this team play better, to help this team win. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, they went out, they got Verdugo. Judge was the one who was telling them, go get Verdugo. I want Verdugo. Yep. That was all Judge. And
Good.
Yeah, that was all Judge. And and again, with Cashman, he made all these incredible moves. He made all these great moves that a lot of fans were underestimating. But they were all smart moves. Every move that Cashman made was a smart move. And I'm so far, again, I know it's 2 games in, but I'm very happy with how this team has been playing, where with today's game, and I said this earlier, I don't know if you heard me, Tats, but I said that, there was a little bit of an echo there.
Hang on. Yeah. I'm going to mute my line.
Yeah, I'll mute too.
Yeah. No, it was like I was saying what was I saying? I totally lost track now.
Talking about Oswaldo and because somebody's secondhand's asking me, what about Kevin Smith? Well,
okay.
They optioned him out when they got John Birdie.
Right.
John Birdie, think about Martin Prado with speed. And Prado was fantastic with the Yankees. Okay. And Texas, you're the king of Texas, man. I appreciate you. My man. But Birdie, they optioned out Kevin Smith, who's also a credible infield backup player. But Birdie brings more at the major league level right now than Smith does. So, and Birdie's got, he stole 40 bags. He was a stolen base champ 2 years ago too. He bats about 290 at the major league level. So he brings more contact-oriented approach that would better suit their infield needs right now before Kevin Smith. But Kevin Smith is young too. So he's another developmental player. So I wouldn't be surprised if Smith gets called up at some point this year too.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure at some point he will. Just like Will Warren, he'll get called up at some point. But I know Will Warren pitched today. Speaking of Will Warren, he didn't pitch well, but
yeah, we gave 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And there's some people on X that are saying, "See, this is what happens when you send them back. Then they don't pitch well." It's like, dude, he got outperformed by Luis Hill. Luis Hill performed better than he did.
Yep.
Okay. There's a reason why Luis Hill made this team. I'm not taking anything away from Will Warren. He's good. I liked what I saw from Will Warren this spring. But
he'll be up here at some point.
Yeah, he will be. And Matt Blake even said it, that he's going to be up there at some point. When? I don't know. We'll find out. I mean,
I'm guessing it's going to be mid-May, so they can get that extra year service time. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, this to me gives him an opportunity to work on some stuff for his next start, refine some stuff that didn't work for him today, which is the developmental piece for him. So, but I do think he'll get called up at some point. So, for those that haven't heard, Chase Hampton has a sprained UCL. So he's being considered for Tommy John surgery. One of the Yankees' highly touted prospects and pitching prospects is in Double-A, and we were talking about this in our group chat earlier. That's a blow, but Yankees have enough pitching depth to withstand that. They've got Beer, they've got Warren, they've got some of these other guys. So Hampton's got one of the higher ceilings, but hopefully he won't need TJ. I hope he won't. But It could be a reason why they traded for Brewbaker today too, to get another arm. Could be. I can't confirm that, but it makes sense if they did. So we'll see. And this is where Yankees stockpiling depth. And again, I don't know who the player to be named later is, but for Brewbaker, but they got him on the cheap. And he's got this year and he's got next year in control through arbitration. He's not afraid until 2026, Brewbaker. So it gives Matt Blake time.
Yeah, and as far as Will Warren goes, I mean, or not Will Warren, Chase Hampton, better that he gets Tommy John surgery now rather than later in his career. So, that way, if he does get brought up, he's probably, I mean, at this point, if he does come to the major leagues, which he will at some point, it's probably going to be 2026.
That's okay.
I mean, I'm okay with that too.
As long as we can get him healthy and get him recovered, then, he's got a big arm. So, and he's the one that draws the most comparisons to Garrett Cole, and which excites me. But we need him to be healthy. So, we need him to be healthy. So we'll see.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. No, definitely. And Yankees have a lot of pitching. They have a lot of pitching. So, I'm excited to see all these guys coming up. I mean, and I can't wait till Cole gets back in there, because once he gets back in, man, that rotation is going to be
get a shot in the arm.
So, I mean, with Cole coming back, I mean, are they going to go 6-man?
I don't know. Probably not. I think one of those guys will be long relief.
I mean, depending on how things play out, I mean, I could see them moving Luis Hill to the bullpen.
Hill can go to the long relief. He could be another swing man, like or Nestor Cortez. I've been, saying he's a good candidate for long relief for about 2 years now. But it could be one of those guys. And because last thing you want to do is disrupt the 5-day cycle for everybody. So, and these guys are on that consistent 5-day rest. So, at some point, that's one reason I think they probably won't go to 6, but you never know. They could all be okay with it. It's I think it depends on how and well Cole comes back. So,
yeah, I'm curious to see how Luis Hill is going to do. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to pitch on Monday probably.
Who is that?
Luis Hill.
Yeah, it's
Sunday. It's Clark Schmidt.
Yeah, it's tomorrow's Stroman. Sunday's Clark Schmidt. And then against the Diamondbacks, I think it's Hill, Cortez, and Rodón. I think against the Diamondbacks, they get 3 against the Diamondbacks after this series.
Yeah, Hill, Cortez, Rodón. Yeah, you're right.
I think that's the order. We're not going to have to face Jordan Montgomery. He's probably not going to start for at least another month. So he's got to build up. I'm just glad he's not with the Orioles. I'm glad he's not with the Red Sox.
I'm glad that he's not on the.
I'm glad we don't have to face him every day or every on a regular basis. So
no doubt, but the one guy that we have to worry about as far as the AL East team goes is Corbin Burns, and he had a freaking great game yesterday. He was struck out 11.
Yep,
he looked impressive. I mean, I give credit where credit is due. Even if it's
he gave up 1 hit and it was a home run to Mike Trout.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Orioles, they got a high-powered offense too, just like the Dodgers do. So, but I'm not handing them. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not handing them the title just yet.
The Orioles?
Mm-mm.
No. Definitely not. Their starting rotation is still there's still some question marks there because they have Bradish who's hurt, Means is hurt.
Yep.
They only have Corbin Burns at the moment. I don't know who else in that rotation is good.
What's your take?
With the Orioles, it's a different vibe going into the year. It's very different from last year. Last year, it looked like they were coming in, they were locked and loaded. The offense may be clicking. It's the pitching that's their question mark.
Yep.
You know, so not having their key guys, having to make a last minute trade for Burns, as good as he is, it's just one of those situations. It's just it's a clean slate for everybody this year, and they got to prove it. Just like the Yankees, you know, we won the first 2 games, but there's still a lot to be proven with this team.
Yep.
And as well as every other team that started out the season. You know, do we really think the Astros are just going to implode over these 2 games? No. Just like the Yankees aren't just going to explode over 2 games. It's just unrealistic.
The Astros are too good to just lay down and die. Like Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Tucker, their offense is way too good. And once their pitching is healthy, they'll be better. Like, you know, they're down 3 starters right now. So, and once they get those guys back to go with that offense, they're going to be a formidable team. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they won the division over the Rangers. I wouldn't be surprised. But you never know. Which is why I'm hesitant to give anybody, you know, title. Yeah, just like I'm hesitant to give the Dodgers the title. They have to face the Giants. They have to face the Padres, who got sneaky, got good, and they have to face the Diamondbacks, who added 2 starters, frontline starters, to a World Series team. They took one away from the world champions. They added Eduardo Rodriguez and Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah, the Dodgers were not in the World Series last year. The Diamondbacks were.
Yeah,
they're the team to conquer.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a long season. You know, it's a long season. It's 162 games. I mean, you see it right every year. Some team, you know, there are teams that get hot at the beginning of the year. They carry that momentum, you know, till like about the All-Star break. But then after the All-Star break, some teams that started off cold, all of a sudden they're getting hot. And then heading into the postseason, they're continuing that. They're continuing that momentum. And that's what we saw last year. This year, it could very well be the same thing. So you just don't know how the games are going to end up. You just don't know. Nothing is guaranteed. You know, you just don't know how baseball is a funny sport. So
didn't the Rays start out like 19-0 last year?
It was something ridiculous.
Yeah,
something like that, right?
Yeah, and look what happened.
Yeah, and now they don't have Juan DeFranco. They're missing Marco. They're missing Glasnow. You know, I expect them to still be competitive, but that's losing a lot of personnel.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of key personnel.
Yeah,
so.
it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You know, it's not how you start; it's how you finish. You know, it's how you pace your. You know, Jason, you're a runner. You know, it's how you pace yourself through the season. That's going to show who's going to persevere or not. You know, and those are the teams that make it to the end. You know, and the teams that were able to, you know, have, you know, the most,
thank you, Sean.
I guess, durability through the season. Those are the ones that thrive in the postseason, because it's about really getting hot and just, you know, that last mile, just grinding it out and pushing through. That's why you saw the World Series that we did last year. It wasn't like they were the top teams to make it. Nobody had those 2 teams going into the World Series. Nobody.
True. Neither one of them won their division. You know, they're wild card teams.
Yep.
And I mean, look at the moves that they made. Let me see. I don't remember what the Diamondbacks did. They brought in somebody, but the Texas Rangers brought in Jordan Montgomery at the deadline. They brought in the right pieces at the deadline.
Yeah.
So, and which helped really solidify our World Series teams. And I think I'm curious to see how Texas does, because they've lost some personnel, but like the Arizona Diamondbacks have added Jock Peterson and 2 frontline starters. So that's coming off a World Series. They're going to be tough to beat.
I think Texas is actually going to regret not bringing Monty back.
I think so too.
You know,
I know they will.
But at the same time, think about it. They struck on Monty at the right time. They read the guy, you know, on the road, on the way to the postseason, with a guy with a chip on his shoulder with something to prove. You know, and I think if they did not have Montgomery, I don't think they get as far as they did.
I agree.
I don't think they finished the job. He you know, he was so good for them, and I was so happy to see him get to that point because the Yankees were never going to do that for him, and he does not have the resurgence like he did in his career if he stayed with the Yankees. I said it at the time, and I continue to believe that.
I would agree with that. I would agree.
You know what? Don't be surprised if the Diamondbacks somehow finish at the top of the division. They have a great team, and adding Montgomery to that team, like, just makes them that much better.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Orvet.
What's going on? Salute, my guy.
How you doing? Good. Long time no see, man.
I had to step away. I apologize to you guys. I apologize to the chat for that. I had to step away. But I don't know if you got into it. I don't know if you got into Rodón's start today.
I wanted to ask you what you thought about it. What you thought about it.
I think this was one of his best starts as a Yankee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I made that reference on the Chronicle show last night. It was that bend but never broke. The dam had cracks, but it never leaked enough for it to completely collapse. That was Rodón. I mean, the pitch count I could have done without. I think we could all admit that. But only giving up one run and having to go through all those deep count at bats. I mean, I don't think we see that last year.
No, man.
I was so impressed with Rodón, and he looked defeated on the mound, but he didn't let them beat him.
Yep. He had that RBS, man. Rocky Balboa syndrome. He kept fighting back, right?
Yeah.
Get hit, walks, get himself into trouble. Then he would get a key strikeout, and he would come right back and throw the bulldog right back at you. So he didn't have that last year. He definitely didn't have that last year. He's got it this year. And he was at 95, 96 most of the night too, which is good to see.
Velocity was good. Yeah.
Yep. His velocity was good. So against a pretty potent offense. So
yeah, I think he actually had that first start jitter. Because you saw because everything was working for it. The movement was there, the velocity was there. It was just the location. It was too many balls out of the zone. The Astros were not biting at tough pitches. But he still, when you look at the scorecard, he only gave up the one run.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, that's all that mattered.
Yep. Yeah. And in 4 1/3, they brought in Nick Birdie. He closed out the 5th for him, which is good. It's always nice when
Birdie looked good.
If he comes out and the person that they bring him in to finish out the inning actually finishes the inning out. It's kind of got a better. I have a better feeling about that when that happens instead of the guy coughing up 2 runs that are counted to Rodón or blah blah blah. So it's nice to have him come in and shut down the rest of the inning for him to at least give him a relative clean slate to finish his game. But you're right. It's one. I agree with you. This is one of the better starts for Rodón as a Yankee. Quietly, very, very tough. There's a bulldog tonight. Who's a bulldog?
But I think it's also the lineup is actually putting the pitching at ease, and that's you guys have heard me say it over and over again. This offense is going to actually change the dynamic of the entire club, and they don't have to have the perfect pitch at the perfect count, for all 27 outs. You could see that even though his body language was very tense, the fact that he only gave up the 1 run just says so much about, the body language that he was portraying could have actually been deceiving, and that just might, it's not like we watched him every start his whole career. He just might have that. He might have that panic look about him, just for the hell of it. That just might be who he is. because we saw it so much last year, but last year was such a grind for him, and it just nothing was working. I was just waiting for that one inning where it was like, here we go. The dam broke, and they're just going to tear it up. It never happened. And you're just seeing that this pitching staff feel they're understanding very quickly they do not have to be perfect. They just have to survive.
It's almost like, I might give up 5 runs, but we're not going to lose 5-2. We're going to win 6-5.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? That different shift. And you could tell that pitchers have confidence in that. You're right about that. It's a different feeling. I mean, what's your take on it, FA? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, again, this is a different mentality with Rodón. I liked, he gave up 1 run, and that's all he gave up. Did he have a strong performance today? Not necessarily, but it was good. It was better. This start was better than all the other starts that he's ever had with this team. Rodón, and I've said it time and time again. Tats has heard me say it too. I don't doubt Rodón. I don't think he was going to have a bad season. I think he was going to bounce back. I think he's not the guy that I'm concerned about. I'll be honest with you. I think last year, I think he was just hurt all year. I think he was never healthy to begin with. I don't think he was ever healthy to begin with.
Not sure. I'm not sure he came into the season in shape, to be honest with you.
Oh, he looked incredible. He looks incredibly in shape, man.
Now he does. Yeah, like last year, I'm not sure he came into the season in shape.
I don't think so.
He just looked out of shape, kind of sloppy.
Yeah, I would be surprised if he doesn't have a more dominant outing the next time. Because I said, the reason that I was not concerned about Rodón is we're going to see him with a full spring training. Yeah, I think that's something that, because he has such a bad year last year, he never even had a good spring. He didn't even have a good spring to get him going. This year he has. We were able to see, especially that, as much as we wanted them to add more pitching, I think the fact that the starting 5 were able to work together all spring, even with Cole involved, so we'll say the starting 6. They were able to work all spring together and just have that camaraderie, bounce off each other, feed off each other, work together. When you have team camaraderie, that's just as valuable as a back of a baseball card. With the statistics. It's got so much value that we get so caught up in the numbers we forget about the other side of the game, where it is a team game. It's not about anybody's individual stat.
And you could tell what these guys had. They have the outfielders have the pitchers back. Like, they have each other's back, and you could tell with these guys. Like, the outfielders, like, we can hit the ball here. We got you back. I mean, Juan Soto proved it last night, 9th inning. Verdugo proved it with his glove too. Like, these guys are making some great plays, and I didn't feel that way last year. I mean, we had guys playing out of position, playing sloppy defense, and all that kind of stuff last year. Now, I can't wait to see Trent Grisham in there, see what he can do with the outfield too. So, the having each other's back component, I think, is really important. And these guys have each other's back. You could just see it. They definitely have each other's back. And it reminds me of the Yankees teams in the 90s with Darryl Strawberry and, like, those guys. Like, those guys had each other's back too, 98, like those teams. Like that bench clearing brawl with Baltimore when Armando Benitez hit Tino Martinez in the back. Like, I don't know if you remember that, Graham Lloyd, Jeff Nelson, that brawl, and Darryl Strawberry, like, fighting 10 guys from the team. Like, I have that.
It's like infamous.
Yeah.
I do remember that game. It reminds me of that one Cincinnati Reds relief pitcher. I forgot.
Rob Dibble?
Huh?
Rob Dibble?
No. No. This was like recent. Like, not I don't want to say recent, but this was like probably 4 or 5 years ago. He points at the opposing team's dugout and he just runs there, and it's like 1 versus like 20. I'm like,
That's
Like crazy.
what was his name? Yeah, that I was like, yeah, what a gangster. I was like, that is so ballsy, man. I'm like, good for you, dude. You were not afraid to go in there and just like fight 20 guys all on your own. They couldn't do nothing against you. That was the funny part.
I remember that. He was with the Royals. He was a lefty reliever.
I think he was with the Reds during that time, I want to say.
Yeah. Tall black guy.
Yeah, tall black dude. It's killing me.
Remember.
It'll come.
You don't remember that? Oh,
No.
it was great.
He was like challenged the whole team to fight. Yeah. I
Yeah.
remember. Yeah, Amir Garrett. There it is. Yeah, Pete.
Yes, Amir Garrett. Thank you, Sean. Yes.
Thank you. Yep. Amir Garrett.
Piedmont Security.
He's a total badass. Total badass. He would fight anybody. So
That was awesome, though. He just runs to the opposing team's dugout. He's like, "All right, let's go."
yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that was great.
I was at a game where the Yankees played the Red Sox, and remember Ugether Bina?
Yes.
Close to the Red Sox. I think he's in prison now for like murder or something like that. But he hit one of the Yankees batters, and the next inning, Hideki Irabu came in and hit one of the Red Sox pitchers, and we're Red Sox hitters, and ensued a bench clearing brawl. And Hideki Irabu threw off his stuff and went right after the Red Sox. He charged the Red Sox dugout. Said, "Holy Christ!" He pulled it Amir Garrett on the Red Sox. I know. I was at that game. I'll never forget it. Never forget it. That was crazy.
What that just reminded me of with the charging is that the video of freaking David Robertson just hauling ass like an Olympic sprinter, after getting into a brawl. I was like, God damn, look at this guy run.
Yeah. These guys get thrown down.
Yeah, and it's funny too because some of those guys who are like swinging for punches, I'm like, holy crap! I was like, whoa, you guys don't know how to throw a punch.
I just remember this scene from Darryl Strawberry.
Yeah,
it came from across the camera. You see him with Benitez's face. That was awesome. That was awesome. Like, my God.
Those were the days. Those were the days when brawls were brawls.
Yeah.
Now it's like they push each other. That's it. I'm like, come on, get into it.
Or the time when last year when the third baseman from the Guardians knocked down Tim Anderson.
Jose Ramirez.
That was like the cleanest hook from a baseball player I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, dude, you sure you don't box? Because that was a pretty clean hook.
Rougned Odor put one.
I was just gonna bring that one up.
Yes.
He made him eat that whole punch.
He caught all of it.
Yep. That was a knuckle sandwich extraordinary.
Yeah, we went from talking baseball to fights.
Yeah.
Never failed.
Run up your route.
Well, I wanted to ask you, Tatsu, I want to get your take on it. I'll wrap it up in a few minutes again. But what's your gut telling you about Shohei Ohtani?
Guilty, and what I will say, I think MLB is strategically
Protecting him?
taking their time so they can calculate how to clear him of all of these issues. But I will say, it doesn't matter what proof they put out there, that shade is going to be on him the rest of his life.
True.
It's like these guys that, maybe they were on the Mitchell report, maybe they weren't. That doubt will stay with them forever. So will this. I think it's a shame. It really is. Because as much as I love to get on Ohtani and I trash him, bash him, whatever you want to say about he's such a joy to watch in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You
that he got. I do. It does suck that he got caught up in this, but I don't think his hands are. You don't. Nobody steals that amount of money, and you didn't even know about it. I mean, come on.
well,
We're not fools.
like the one day he said they helped him pay off his gambling debt, right? And then the next day he had that prepared statement that he's a thief and he stole all this money. Your story completely changed in one day. And when you gave that prepared statement, you didn't take questions from anybody. It just stinks. Stinks.
Well, that's what it is. There was like 4 different stories within 48 hours. Then you make a press conference, but nobody's allowed to ask you a question.
Yep.
You know, and you're trying to wipe your hands clean of it. Nobody makes it. You know, if he was that innocent and really had no clue what to do, look, guys, if you want to ask me questions about it, I'll give you all the information that I can.
Yep.
You know, I have nothing to hide. The people that don't want the questions asked is they're afraid of slipping answering the question.
It's almost like I'm waiting for them to be like, just someone to say like, look, Ipe, whatever his interpreter's name was, when you get out of prison, I have a bag, $10 million waiting for you, but you got to go to prison for me. Like that's the way it feels to me. Like he's gonna go down. He's gonna be the fall guy for this, his translator. Otani's gonna get off, just like the Houston. Like I did not detest the Houston Astros players before before the cheating scandal thing. I detest them now. Altuve, I can't stand them. Bregman, they carry themselves like complete trash after the cheating scandal. And these guys all got off scot-free. You know?
Exactly.
Who'd they fire? AJ Hinch, right? The GM.
And the GM.
Alex Cora, you know. All the players. Beltran, too. He got off scot-free. Like,
no, he lost his job as the Mets manager because
the Mets manager, yeah. But he never got punished for this, and he was one of the masterminds of this, apparently.
No, not through, but he got unofficially punished.
Yep, true. But like, no suspensions, no bans, and remember, like, there's a difference between them and Cora and Hinch. They're union protected. Hinch was not.
No.
Cora was not. Coaches, managers, and GMs are not union protected. Only the players are. So they can get fired. Players can't.
Oh, no. And it really, it's a shame that it happened that way. It really, because, it's always, 2017. And and I've said this, and I hate rehashing it because it does aggravate me so much. But being it came up, the Astros didn't need to do what they did. They were good enough.
Yep.
Before that scandal, I always Altuve. I always said was one of the best second basemen I've seen since Dustin Pedroia.
Yep.
He and I'm not even bringing up Yankee players that would have been. I'm not even talking about our own guys. Cano was a great second baseman, but he was no Dustin Pedroia. And I don't think anybody can come close to Altuve. But he's got that black mark now. And it was the arrogance of it.
Yep. I mean,
I think that made it even worse. That stupid press conference where, who was it, Bregman talking as slow as he can to fill his 2 minutes?
Yep.
I mean, come on. It's like he never read the English language before.
Anafi, I don't want
to buy every word you said.
What are you thinking, Anafi? I don't want to leave you on this one.
I mean, with the whole Otani thing, man, dude, he's guilty.
It reeks, man.
I said it earlier. Like, how do you not know $4.5 million missing out of your account? I'll notice $100 missing out of my account.
$5. I'm like, way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Like $5. I'm just like, dude, like I had $5. How did $5 get taken away? Like $4.5 million. You mean to tell me you didn't know that money was wired out of your account? Now you're calling your interpreter, well, former interpreter, now a thief? You knew about it. You knew about it.
Perspective too, for perspective, he's making $2 million a year right now, not 68.
Right.
The 68 million doesn't start for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Got nothing to lose.
Yeah, I mean, so that $4 million is a hell of a lot more noticeable now with the salary he's making as opposed to the $68 million or whatever.
Yeah.
But the other
No, I was just gonna say real quick, man. Like, if baseball if Rob Manfred does not ban him, like I lose all credibility. I've already lost credibility for Manfred anyway, but now though it's even worse because it's like they ban Pete Rose for it. Then you know what? Ban Ohtani for it. I mean, make an example.
How is he not suspended for the code of conduct rules?
Yeah.
For even being associated with this. We've seen so many guys that they're suspended pending an investigation. But no, not the cash cow Ohtani. He's immune to, that's also what adds to the aggravation from us fans of baseball. Regardless of what team you root for, you should be pissed off about this whole situation. Mm-hmm. Because it's ruled for everybody else except for the money, and Ohtani is money, right? And I understand, you see him in commercials now for New Balance, like he's got all these sponsorships.
So
this guy's, but the other aspect, like with the wiring of the money, if you go to make a large transfer, you got to go down to the bank. There's paperwork you have to sign to authorize it. There's tax forms that have to be filled out. So how'd they steal? Unless they stole it at $5 at a clip, $4.5 million. There's no paper trail. Come on now.
Yeah.
I'm not a CPA, but I'm smart enough to know that part of it. Anytime you make a large withdrawal or a transfer, there's all paperwork and tax forms to fill out.
Yep.
So, what did he go in there impersonating Ohtani while Ohtani was, at spring training? No, it doesn't work that way. You can't go in lieu of somebody else. You have to show up yourself and sign off all the paper. So that's why I don't think he's innocent at all. He might not have placed the bets, but he paid the debt.
Mm-hmm.
And for that, there has to be a penalty on him.
What would you consider an appropriate penalty if that was the penalty?
I suspend him for the year. Screw it.
Without pay, right?
Absolutely without pay.
Yeah, they did the A-Rod without pay. So
you have to. Manfred's got to reserve. He's got to go. Black Sox on this guy. And preserve the integrity of the game.
That's it.
And that's the other part of it. It's like all these betting apps and everything are in the sports pockets. So how do you say, I'm going to ban you for gambling, but gambling's going to pay your salary?
True.
All these contracts.
Yeah.
It should have. Look, I understand cash is king. Right? I think we could all agree with that. But when it comes to sports, the cash has to be clean. Unless you're just going to say, hey, as long as you're not betting on your sport, gamble away. I don't care. If you're a baseball player and you want to make a bet on cricket, go for it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't affect the outcome of the game. That's why Pete Rose got in trouble, because he was, as a manager, even though he wasn't betting on his team, he was betting on his game.
Yep.
I think that's the other thing we need to keep in mind of. We don't even know if any baseball was bet on in the Ohtani scandal.
But we do know
that information, if it ever comes out.
Gambling is illegal in the state of California.
Well, that's now it's a criminal matter.
Gambling of any kind is illegal in the state of California. So that throws a whole nother nugget into this bucket. So baseball's looking into it. The Feds are looking into it. What if baseball clears him, but the Feds indict him?
Oh,
How do you get it? How do you navigate that?
You can't.
Yeah. Yeah, because the feds are
I
going to.
think baseball's going to ride this
Yep.
out until the investigation's done.
Yeah, because they're going to come up with a mountain of evidence. Say, you want to clear them? Okay, let me show you this paper trail. And they just go boom, and they just lay this paper trail down. And it's like, there's no way you can justifiably argue for letting him walk scot free.
Like the comments in the chat, Jake Boss and Sean Browning are putting it up there. That's how they got caught with this whole mess. The IRS is going, wait a minute, where's the trail?
Mm-hmm.
Who authorized this?
Mm-hmm.
You don't think the IRS and the FBI didn't have the bookie on a list? You don't think they know all these underground bookies? I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
Give the government a little bit of credit. They do. They're not just sitting with their feet up. They have a list of all these illegal guys, and they just wait for that one moment to pounce.
Yeah.
And they found their moment because of Ohtani's name.
Yeah, and he's the most recognizable sport and name in baseball.
Right? We all have fun with the with the mafia thing. They're not worried about the low level guys that are running numbers on the street. They're trying to go after the underbosses and the capos and all those guys. They don't care less about they don't care about the soldier. The soldier's just there to lead them up the chain. And that's exactly what happened. There's something that not particularly area you can understand exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. True. He's good, he's the guy, the big name that they're gonna wrap everything around if they get him. I don't know, man. If I was him, I'd be shitting my pants.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if I was every other player that has that has gambling debt, I'd be shitting my pants too.
Yeah.
Because you think Ohtani's the only one?
Yeah.
Close to the point they just made. They're going after the big dog. They don't care if, some minor leaguer is, placing a bet or two.
Mm-hmm.
They're not looking at those guys. They're looking at the big dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And Ohtani's the biggest of them all, and they found a way to bring them down.
Yeah, and this is a good point too, Sean, because you go to Atlantic City, if you win, let's just say you play craps, right? Yep. You win $10,000, you have to go fill out paperwork. You got to get that claimed. You got to pay taxes on it. Period.
Yep. You
can't get out of it. You can't claim those winnings without paying the paperwork to pay taxes on it. And it's documented. That's it. So. This is again $4.5 million. This isn't 10 G's. This is big time money. Who knows? It could be more than
a lot of 10 G's.
Yeah, a lot of 10 G's. Yeah, yeah. But my God, what do you do? This one's crazy, man. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm most happy with the Yankees playing well. I don't know about you guys. And that happens with Ohtani. And the silver lining I'll leave you guys with is I'm glad this is not a Yankees problem.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
the Mets dodged a bullet.
Yeah.
If it was any of the two New York teams, this thing would still be on the front page.
Yep.
Can you imagine if the media in New York, I mean, forget LA, man. I mean, New York media is on a different level. Yep. They're just on a different level. Can you imagine if Ohtani was on the Yankees or the Mets and this story broke out while he was playing for one of those teams? Oh God.
Yeah.
Forget it. The fans would lose their minds, and they would just, especially if it was with the Yankees, it'd be like, oh, freaking Cashman, how dare he sign Ohtani? Made a big mistake. It was like fire Cashman.
How did you not know he was getting involved with this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like going swimming with great white sharks. And by the way, I'm going to leave a mile chum line for them too. All right. Yeah. It's going to be a chum line for all these guys. So if those that don't know what chum is for fishing, You throw in fish guts and a bunker and all that type of stuff. It
Mhm.
attracts the fish. It attracts the sharks.
Now you talk about language.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Tats likes to fish, so you
Why?
speak
Yeah,
his language.
Long-time deep sea fisherman. Grew up on fishing with my dad and my uncles out of Sheepshead Bay, Cat Tree, Freeport,
Oh wow.
Point Lookout,
Yep.
Montauk. So we used to go to Montauk. We go out to the mud hole, go tuna fishing.
Awesome.
So
Yep.
There's
Okay.
nothing like it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. So
I can't wait. May 4th is opening day for Fluke, and I can't wait.
is that your favorite? The fish for Fluke?
No, my favorite to fish for is blackfish.
Blackfish. Nice.
That's a challenge.
Yep. They're bottom fish too. So yeah.
And they eat under the rock.
Yep.
Yeah. So when they grab your bait, they go under the rock, and you got to get them out.
Yep.
It's so frustrating. But when you get them up, it's so freaking rewarding, and they're delicious.
Yes, they are. Yes, they most certainly are. I have one last question for you, Tats. What do you think about the Yankees trade today for JT Brewbaker and the international money?
Yeah. Look, JT, we'll see what he brings to the table. I commented in the chat earlier about it. I'm more impressed with the international money.
Yep.
I think that's more. I think that's more of a valuable commodity than a player at this point.
Do you know how much
want to build that pool up?
Do you know how much international money they got? I can't find it.
No, you know what? I didn't get a chance to look it up yet, so I do not know how much was the international.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters if you're able to build the ante on it. Go for it.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of time. I think the next CBA, and I don't want to spiral this into another discussion, but maybe we'll have to have like a community chat about this one. Maybe the next CBA, maybe you start seeing draft picks as a trade option.
Yeah.
I think that's something that we could see more, more recent than sooner rather than later.
True.
Hey, guy, real quick, I got a question. Is the bonus pool money the same thing as the IFA money?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just checking out MLBTradeRumors.com.
Yeah, but
they're talking about the Brewbaker trade, and it says the last sentence in this paragraph says the bonus pool money is worth $550,000 per Francis Romero. If you guys wanted to go see that real quick,
that's
at
good.
MLBTradeRumors.com. So
they got $500K for Billy McKinney when they traded him to the Pirates. They got $500K. So anytime they can add that to the pool that they already have, it's going to be, and they're linked to some of the top people over the next couple of years. I think they're going to probably wind up being more aggressive in that area instead of signing guys attached to QOs, which takes away that international money. So
yeah, $1.5 million right there.
Yeah.
So
anytime they can, I agree with you, Taz. Anytime you can add international money, I'm all for it.
Yeah, you make that deal because it might be it's a player to be named later. Okay, who the hell knows? What that could turn into one of these, you don't know what that money could turn into.
Mm-hmm.
And his name escaped me at this time of the night, but the first baseman that they were looking at, whatever his name was,
Matt Olson.
You guys remember who?
You talking about internationally or trade?
Yeah. The international market. The first baseman they were looking at.
Murakami?
Yeah. It could increase the odds of for him. Because anytime you can
I'm glad you brought that up. So for those that don't know, and this is a good one to point out that the Asian players are not subject to the international free agent money.
Oh, okay.
The international free agent money is all amateur contracts. The major,
Gotcha.
the Japanese
See, I didn't even know.
players, they sign major league contracts, and anybody that's subject to the international, like the Roderick Arias and all those guys, and Jason Dominguez, they sign amateur contracts with huge signing
And
bonuses.
not the international money.
Nope.
Okay, I thought anybody outside of the MILB and the college, I thought that was the pretty much anything outside of the States. I thought was international money.
So Shohei Ohtani, I'll give you an example. He had a special exception made for him, so he can sign with international money. They had to make an exception for him. He was subject to the 3 years of pre-arb and the 3 years of arb. So, but these Japanese guys like Yamamoto, he's not subject to any of that stuff because he's not part of that amateur contract. So he signed a major league contract, so he's in the major leagues already. So that's pretty much the basic difference. And the international free agent money is mostly for Latin players. So
Okay.
But with exceptions like Shohei Ohtani and so on.
Yeah.
So, but of course, why would they not make an exception for Shohei Ohtani? So,
That's why you said his name. I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. But that's I think that's a key difference between the two, which is why like the Yankees are tied to a couple of these top Latin players from Cuba, Dominican Republic, and Panama for the next 2 years or something like that, or 3 years. So they're probably going to load up on these guys the next couple of years. Cool. So that's a good. I'm glad you brought that up because it's somebody was asking. I was a little confused between the two until I did some homework. Yeah. And that was basically found that was the major difference between the Asian market because they have the posting fees, so that changes the status of.
Yeah, that's what I always thought the posting fee was tied to the international.
No, it's crazy.
Okay,
I thought it was too. Like Jason Dominguez, they didn't pay a posting fee for him. They just paid him.
Just the international. Okay.
The posting fee goes to the team that is posting him early. So, like the Japanese team that
you're buying his contract out per se.
Yeah, you're basically paying the team for the right to sign their player. So, like I don't remember who the hell Yamamoto played for, but he got a $50 million posting fee to their team. The Dodgers paid their team $50 million just to sign him away from them. So it's crazy. Like this other guy, Murakami, Roki Sasaki, all these guys, they're gonna be part of this major league contract side with posting fees. So, so that's just the difference between the two. So, not sure if they matter to any of you, gang, but that's kind of how it works. This is good food for thought. This is good discussion. This is good discussion stuff to have. So, if you have any questions, just ask NFE. He'll figure it out. So.
I do what I can. All the what?
Gang, if you're not subscribed to the Pinstripe Chronicles, like I said, you're not subscribed to the Strike Zone, please support these guys. Okay.
I'll put the link right now.
Yeah, put the link down. And these are some of the best. Okay. People you want to be subscribed to. You want to learn a lot. You want to get good. These are the guys you want to be listening. One reason.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the best. I mean, for me, I'd say the most entertaining. It's on my part.
Yeah, definitely. I'll give you a hard time sometimes.
Definitely, man. And again, that's why I like to have these guys on here. It elevates the conversation. It elevates the content. It elevates everything. So I can't thank you guys enough for coming on. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry I kept you on so late.
It's all good, man. I sleep and I don't sleep. So,
hey, man. Here, well, we got to get our beauty sleep. I get it.
I gotta look pretty for tomorrow, so I could go get beat up.
But look, man. Beauty's beauty's painful, man.
Yeah, I just tell them watch the face, right? Like,
but everybody, if I don't see you, please have a happy Easter. Enjoy your time with your families and your loved ones. I will try my best to get on live tomorrow night. I'm going to be up in New York with my mom all day tomorrow, helping her move.
Right.
So that's got to get taken care of first. But if I'm back here,
during the summer when you're in New York, we got to go to a game, bro.
oh heck yeah, would love to. I'd like to get when the Dodgers come to town. That would be kind of cool.
I need to get my butt to New York too, man.
I would love to go to a game with you guys. It would be so cool.
Dude, I think it'd be fun.
It'd be so freaking cool.
And
but again, thank you guys for coming on. Really, it was a great conversation. Thank you all that hung out with us in the chat. Peace and love to all of you. We appreciate you all. Make sure you sub into the Strike Zone. Make sure you sub to the Strike Chronicles if you haven't done that yet, please. Okay, we want to get these guys. We want to get these guys over 1,000 subs in their platforms this year by the summertime if we can. Okay, and
before we sign off, can I just give a quick shout out for the fundraiser?
Go ahead, man. Yeah, it's all yours.
Just in case anybody knows, I've been coordinating with our women's co-host Lynn and a bunch of the other content creators. But on April 6th, which is next Saturday, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., we are doing a 12-hour live stream fundraiser for Parkinson's awareness. We have a very dear friend of the channel that had to kind of adjust her entire life to tend to her husband. So we want to do something for her for all that she's given to us. So if you guys have the time, check out the stream. It'll be set up through YouTube for the fundraiser. So the link direct to the organization will be there to donate, or any of the super chats. 100% of the funds, every dollar goes right to the organization. The Pinstripe Chronicles does not get a cut, and YouTube does not get a cut. So it's 100% for Parkinson's awareness. So I appreciate everybody that can come and help us show some support.
Do you have any more time slots available, Taz?
Oh, absolutely. I got a ton of time available.
All right, I want to reach out to you tomorrow.
We'll touch base and we'll.
If you can fit me to join that with you guys.
Yeah, I'll adjust everything to get you on. That's no problem.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Yep.
I'm happy to help, man. I definitely want to support. So I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Make sure if you guys are around and you can, take part, support a very, very important cause. Okay. April 6th, 8 to 8. Okay. Be available. If I get the link, I'll put it out in the videos as well, so you know exactly where to find it. So
I'll have everything. Everything will be set up over the next couple of days. So if you are subscribed to the channel, all you gotta do is, or if you're not, please subscribe and just hit that bell. So as soon as we get those links set up, you will have all the notifications that you need to give even if you come on for a couple of minutes, say hello, and if you're just there to just engage in the conversation, there's no pressure to donate. But if you know somebody that is willing to, we do appreciate any promotion that we can. But again, there's no pressure for anybody to do anything other than, a minute or two of somebody's time.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And kind of come and hang out with us.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of guests, a lot of different content creators. So there's going to be a lot of fun discussion throughout the entire stream. I can promise you that.
And we'd love to say hi to you. We would definitely love to say hi to you. So I greatly appreciate it. And Tats, I thank you for, making room for us as well. And if you're around, I hope to see you too, brother. I want to thank you guys for coming on. This was fantastic. And again, Yankees are 2-0. Okay, a long season, but 2-0 is a hell of a lot better than 0-2. Yep. So
agreed.
I'll take that. I'll take that silver lining. Small victories each day.
I told the puppy, the puppy now is 2-0 as a Yankee fan.
That's
so
right.
if the Yankees lose, I'm giving the dog back.
Dang, you're ruthless there.
No,
Chad.
I would never do that.
Oh man, I was like, all right, guys, Tats is not who he says he is.
No, I'll be gone before the dog.
Oh yeah, your wife will kick you out of the
my
house.
baby
You're
right
like, dang, Tats, you messed up.
Animal lovers, I love it. Love animal.
Yep.
I'm a real animal
Wait a minute,
lover.
I got a ton of them in the house.
We have,
got 2 dogs, 3 cats, 2 turtles.
Oh my god.
We've got 4 cats right now, so love to get a dog at some point too. We got 4 cats, really cool cats. Also got 3 little girls too, 3 little daughters running around. So
Oh
I mean,
boy.
as much as I would like to get piranhas, I can't get any piranhas. So, but
My uncle had Oscars growing up. They were cool.
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to have a huge fish tank, like a 50-gallon fish tank. At all different times of kissing
Yep.
fish, and you see them swimming around, kissing each other, and it was
Yeah.
cool. It was really cool. Pain in the ass to clean though, but
Oh yeah, tanks are a pain in the ass.
yeah,
That's why I give my wife all the credit because she took care of all of that.
that's the dirty work that not a lot of people do. So all the credit to the people who clean those fish tanks.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than people think it is.
Yup.
Check out my sweetheart the drunks comment.
If you want a weasel, get comment of the night right there, baby. Comment of the night.
That
was the
that's
comment
mic
of
drop.
the night. Oh,
That's the
that was
mic drop.
hilarious.
That's a perfect way to end this. Guys, peace and love to all of you. Have a wonderful night. Happy Easter. Okay.
Yes.
Have a great weekend. Tats, thank you so much. NFE, thank you so much. Love you guys.
Thank you, Jason.
So, and have a great night, everybody. And we'll see you on the other side. Go Yankees.